Do you remember that sesquicentennial project known as the Parliament Hill Ice Rink? Actually, how could you forget? Indeed, the Canadian Taxpayers Federation awarded this boondoggle the federal Teddy Government Waste Award, noting it was one of the most wasteful government projects. Well, we finally received access to information documents from the federal government to give us an understanding as to how this monster came to fruition. Now, by way of background, it quickly becomes apparent that the idea of building a temporary ice hockey rink on Parliament Hill was deemed to be of paramount importance for the Canada 150 celebrations. Why? Good question. And if we had to do the outdoor rink thingy, why couldn't a mere patch of ice surrounded by a few plywood boards do the trick? You know, like the sort you see in parks across Canada in wintertime? But no, because this was a project spearheaded by Ottawa bureaucrats, this had to be a gorgeous ice rink, as if made by the Rolls-Royce company.
Hey, Richard, 2 minutes for looking so good.
And of course, because this was a federal government project, it didn't make its original deadline. Oh, and the off-the-lot price was $8.2 million, meaning that the per-day cost of this rink was a staggering $100,000. Apparently, some of the impetus for building this rink came from the Ottawa Senators. No, not the folks snoozing in the upper chamber, but rather the city's professional hockey club. Yet, being a member of the NHL, one would think that $8.2 million would be chump change for such a franchise. So why couldn't Senators Sports and Entertainment pay the bill for this extravagance? I mean, their logos were plastered all over the boards after all. Anyway, as this Franken-rink continued to evolve from harebrained idea to entrenched reality, the correspondence we received of the numerous bureaucrats responsible for this fiasco makes for unintentionally funny reading. Check out this exchange from Chris Joyner to Carl Povell in August 2017. Quote, "Interesting, so we will have hockey on the Hill, but not an official NHL hockey game, right?" End quote. Wow, the very idea that the NHL would actually stage a hockey game on Parliament Hill falls into the category of delusional. I mean, Joyner is thinking of something along the lines of the NHL Winter Classic, I presume? But those games are played in outdoor football or baseball stadiums to accommodate the fans. There was certainly no room for 50,000 plus spectators on Parliament Hill. It's kind of like a reverse Field of Dreams. If you build it, nobody will come because there's nowhere for them to sit. Later that month, another bureaucrat, Brian Mitchell, weighs in with an email to his colleagues. At least Mitchell understands the logistics of hockey rinks. And he notices that the initial plans for the rink don't address so many key concerns. Quote, "Hi guys, I've reviewed the emails associated with the proposed rink. You've covered off a lot of the high-level issues, but as a person who spends a lot of time in hockey rinks, I didn't see more detailed information about the implementation. There will be cost items that should be agreed to before you say yes, because these things will cost some additional, potentially significant money if they haven't already been thought about, discussed with operations. Are they planning using this rink during the evening? If so, they will need lights, as the ambient light in that area won't be enough. Even if they say no, the logical assumption should be that lighting will be needed. During the winter, kids are in school and adults are working. There will be a push for events when people can attend, which is the evening, one would think. So that would lead to power connections from the NCC bunker, and it will provide the money shot photo for heritage of a brightly lit rink in a gentle snow," end quote. Now, as an aside here, isn't money shot something associated with porn? Then again, the cost overruns for this thing are indeed pornographic. Nevertheless, Mitchell goes on to itemize several other concerns pertaining to constructing an NHL spec rink that nobody else apparently thought about. And he also notes this, quote, "Although this may sound a little macabre, they may want to consider noting that the ambulance access is at the Zamboni doors accessing from East Drive. Not having seen the specs, only the plans. Are they putting netting around the rink? There are very few rinks that do not have netting these days, and the last thing you need is the media coverage of some kid in the stands being killed by a wayward slap shot. It's happened in Columbus. A girl was killed in 2002 by a deflected puck. Mitchell also goes on to note that there's a need for walkways to the rink that won't damage skates, and that the Zamboni enclosure will need a drain to dump its water, and that the propane/LNG storage for the Zamboni fuel may also be an issue with the proximity to the East Block entrances, and on and on and on it goes. But as I surveyed this wish list, what I heard in the background was this. Oh yeah, just put it on the tab. By the way, Ottawa being Nanny State Central, they did indeed address Mitchell's concerns regarding potential bad press if some kid were to get killed by a wayward slapshot. Namely, once the rink went up, aside from scheduled games, the public was banned from playing hockey on the hockey rink. Oh, but to be fair, the safety police also banned figure skating and speed skating and racing and tag.
Fun! Wow!
In any event, it becomes apparent that while the bureaucrats were obsessed with making a Taj Mahal rink that was big on safety but devoid of amusement, at no time whatsoever were the costs taken into consideration. In fact, in the mountain of documents I scoured through, there's an email that caught my eye. Now, in the big picture, it's a little thing, but it speaks volumes. It's an email from Marc-Olivier Boucher with the Assistant Deputy Minister's Office. Quote, "Good afternoon, Andrew. Thanks again for the Canada 150 swag yesterday," end quote. What the hell? Swag? What is this, a party at the Academy Awards? Don't know about you folks, but bureaucrats giving other bureaucrats swag on our dime kind of rubs me the wrong way. But surely the insult to injury factor is this: just a short walk away from Parliament Hill is the Rideau Canal. One of the truly amazing things about Ottawa is you can actually commute to work in wintertime by skating along this canal. Oh, and you can also do fun things on this enormous piece of ice, like play hockey and figure skate and speed skate and race and play tag. So from the get-go, the federal government making a hockey rink on Parliament Hill was kind of like the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia celebrating one of its anniversaries by creating a giant sand pit. But hey, the Justin Trudeau Liberals did end up with their so-called money shot. Too bad it was our money funding that shot. For the Rebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies. Hey folks, are you sick and tired of all the shenanigans in Ottawa revolving around the SNC Lavalin scandal? Well, we are too. So please go to jailtrudeau.com, that's jailtrudeau.com, and sign our petition.